We will be using carbon paper for tracing the sewing lines because the fabric anyway is dark and quite thick. So we feel that it is best to use a carbon paper instead of a tracing paper. We're cutting the carbon paper in half so that we can save on the carbon paper. Then we start tracing this way, with the carbon paper inserted in the wrong side of the fabric. So we start tracing the sewing lines this way. Then we check if we have traced the sewing line. So we insert our carbon paper this way. We insert it this way first and trace again the sewing line. Then we will trace the outer side seam this way. We will mark the hip level this way. Okay, there. We will also mark the knee level. We will also mark the hip level because this is where the zipper will end. And we will mark the knee level. Okay, we've completely marked the sewing allowances of the front pants pieces. Okay, before we start, I will just move the pins inwards so that we can easily insert the carbon paper. Okay. So now we will be marking the waistline for sewing lines. We will mark the hip level or hip line. Again, we will mark the knee level. We will mark the hem line or the bottom of the pants. And we will mark the knee level. We again mark the hip line. Okay, now we will mark the corners and the top side of our pocket. Okay, first we mark the top side. For beginners, you can mark the whole outline of the pocket, not just the corners. Now we're marking the bottom of the pocket, and we can actually mark the center. So here we can also mark the center of the pocket. Now we're marking the other side of the pocket. the patch pocket. Okay. So now we will be marking the sewing lines of the patch pocket. You can mark the center, then the sides. I really go over the lines so that you can really see where the corners are. See? You can also mark the center this way. Now we will mark the sewing lines of our yoke, of the back part of our pants. You can mark the center just for additional guide. Okay, we've completely marked the yoke. Here, now we have to mark the outer facing of the slide pocket. We will just mark the side seam line and the waistline. We have to completely mark the waistline. We need not make any sewing marks for the waistband, the fly front placket, the fly underlap placket, and the belt holders. Okay, before removing the pins for the yoke, we might as well mark which is the waistline and the side seam. Okay? When the yoke pieces are separated, there will be no confusion.